I pulled up my chair to the table of dozens, maybe hundreds of experts, practitioners, spiritual leaders, and global experts, and finally got my head around my place in creation, in community, and in culture. Interestingly, the actual 7 experiment, taking into account 7 months of real-time practice, plus a few weeks in between for processing and writing, started in January and ended on Thanksgiving. Exactly 1 month was left out of its gaze. December. For a project focused on consumerism and excess, December now seems like a very strange season to leave out. I didn't do this on purpose, but I never applied the principles of 7 to the month in which Americans spent $721 billion last year. The month in which we get swept up, caught up, and jacked up. The month in which one of my children, who shall remain unnamed, described his Christmas disappointment like this: "Why can't I just get a horse?" So, with great anticipation, I put this delicious book in your hands as we all steer our ships into a season spiritually marked by great tenderness, but economically marked by great excess. It is the strangest dichotomy. We all feel it. I do. You do. We have a strong sense that the tail is wagging the dog, but with near constant propaganda from every conceivable angle, it is a sincere challenge to jump off the crazy train and reclaim one of our holiest seasons. But if the results of the rest of 7 are any indicator, we actually have great control over how we celebrate Christmas, and thus how it affects our families, communities, and hearts. We are not helpless victims of Black Friday. We are not stuck spending more than we have. We don't have to hand over our Christmas joy to culture. We can reclaim its beauty, reinvent its rhythms, restore its delight. We are in charge of our own lives. It is more than possible to experience a Christmas season focused on connectivity and love and generosity and Jesus, the greatest joy to the world. Some of this book pulls from the original 7 content, so those of you who read the book will recognize a few parts. But the main content is finally filling in what the source material left out: Christmas. What a delight to take the lessons of 7 and apply them to this season. There is so much goodness here. My hope is that you are able to join hands with the dearest people in your life and celebrate in freedom. We have permission to leave the most exhausting, draining parts of Christmas behind and grab onto all its joy, all its wonder, all its magic. Jesus is enough, as it turns out. One last note before you dive in. I have given you tons of ideas, activities, and suggestions for a meaningful Christmas. And the worst thing in the world would be interpreting them as a checklist. On the contrary, these are only options. Pick what works for your family. Pick the easiest one. Pick the funnest one. Pick your favorite one. Pick the one that works. Pick the one you like. Pick the one that gives you back some sanity. No Christmas shame here. Never. These are meant to restore the season, not add to its pressure. Steer your own ship. This month is yours to make beautiful. So, welcome to 7 Christmas. May it set you free to celebrate in a manner worthy of a king who came to us not on a throne but in a manger, who chose shepherds as his witnesses and the sky as his choir loft, who came in the simplest forms to the simplest people and still managed to save the world. Jesus, Lord at thy birth. 1. Kitchen. It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. Matthew 4:4.